Hey, I'm Robbie, and this is the Race Report. Hey, welcome to the July Race Report. Great month of racing. Can't believe it's in the bag already. July went fast, but we had a lot of good racing. A lot of people sent some cars in. Pretty good turnout as far as cars go. Pretty big turnout. Lots of fun. So, hey, let's get into it, right? So, you might have noticed that I was really pressed for time this month. A couple of issues. I've had some things come up that's taken some of my time individually. And then one of the biggest problems is the mail. The mail is just running slow. And so had quite a few cars show up a little bit late into the race week before we got cars here. And so it took me time to get them unpacked and organized, and it takes me time to get them in the computer, and just a lot of those things. So anyways, because I was pressed for time, I don't know if you noticed, but no logos. I didn't have time to get the logos in to the race software as I was setting up all the races this month. So anyways, I know there were a couple people that got me logos for this month, but we didn't get them in, so I apologize for that. Let's see, what else? The photos of the cars. Again, just being so pressed for time, I wasn't able to stage them the way that I've been doing lately. I kind of went back to the old method. We got them. I got them photographed pretty quick. And again, just kind of ran out of time that way. And like I say, I know most of you are good at getting them in. Sometimes they're coming in right at the wire, but that's okay. But the mail is just, a lot of them are just taking a few extra days. And so instead of showing up on Saturday, they're pushing into that Monday, Tuesday of the next week. And so anyways, that just kind of puts me behind a little bit. But anyway, I think we did okay. Still had a lot of fun. So sorry about the logos and the photos weren't as cool, but hey, we still got a lot of good racing in, so I feel pretty good about that. What else? So another thing, again, just that time thing got to me a little bit with the feature race. The 50-foot track, I had to go to a different location to actually set that up and shoot that, and the time that I had there was a little bit limited, and so usually I run so the feature race with the half miler was a bracket, right? And usually when it comes to brackets, you have like the Sweet 16, so you have 16 cars, and then you narrow it down to 8, and then 4, and so usually when I run one of those, I still like to get a top 10. And so what I'll do is I'll have like some little mini brackets with those cars that are eliminated in the Sweet 16. We'll run those off for 9th and 10th place. And then the cars that are eliminated in the Elite 8, we'll run those off for 5th through 8th place. And that way we can kind of sort those out. But I wasn't able to do that this month because of, again, some time issues. The time I had at the location where I was, I just didn't have time to do those extra races for the top 10. So we didn't have a top 10 this month in the feature race. As far as the standings go then, so I tried to just separate those points. Those cars that finished, that lost in the Sweet 16, so we're kind of, all those cars would have been vying for that 9th and 10th place. I gave them all 1 point in the standings, and then the 5th through 8th spot, the cars that were kind of vying for that position. Again, what I did normally, I do the same thing when there's a tie, is we add up the points for those places, and then divide by how many there are. Usually, for example, if there's like a tie for first place or second place, let's say there's a tie for first place, so I got 2 cars in first place, then there isn't a second, right? And then the next car is in third because we have two cars like first and second. So normally first place gets 10 points and second place gets 9 points, and that's 19 points that we have to divide up evenly with those first two cars. And so we take that 19, we divide by 2, and get 9.5, and so they both get 9.5 points instead of like one getting 10 and one getting 9.5. So anyways, with this race, I took those cars that were there, and we added up the points for 5th through 8th place, divided it by all the cars that were vying for that, and they ended up with, I think, 4.5 points in the standings. And then 4th through 1st place, we did sort those out. There was a 3rd and 4th place race. Got those sorted out, and so they got the points that they would normally get. So anyways, I think it's fair, and like I say, it's not exactly what I wanted. I usually like to get that top 10. It's just extra races that I have to run, and I just didn't have the time this month. But hopefully I still have fun. I really like the feature race was awesome this month. I'm going to talk about it more a little later in the show, but yeah, it really turned out good, so I was pleased with that. There's one last thing that I got to talk about, and it's not, I'm not super excited about it, but I got to let you know about some information. So I have a kind of a problem coming up. I've got all my kids, or I got 4 kids, and they're all in one bedroom upstairs, and my wife has had it. So we got to move some of the kids downstairs and get them set up in some bedrooms down here in the basement, which is where I do a lot of my Hot Wheeling, right? So that's gonna cause a little bit of a problem when it comes to some of the things that I'm doing with Hot Wheels, and I'm gonna have to make some adjustments, probably some schedule adjustments this year. But I don't know. We're gonna see. But to kind of help explain that a little bit, I guess I'm gonna show you a little behind the scenes action here, right? I'm gonna take you around and kind of explain kind of what's gonna be going on, and some of the adjustments that I'm gonna have to make, and then what I'm gonna have to do to figure that out, I guess. So, I don't know. Let me grab you and let's show you around a little bit. All right, so like I say, we're gonna have to get a couple of kids down here in a couple of these spare bedrooms, and this is the first spare bedroom that I've got, and this is kind of where I do most of my filming for videos, the race report, whatnot. So gonna be a kid in here, I guess, so that's gonna disrupt some of my video stuff, but I'm not particularly worried about that. That's adjustable. We'll take you out here. So this is where all the action happens. Here's the big track that we've got set up. This is kind of a big family playroom where we've got going on. So that's the big track. And then this other bedroom, this has kind of been my Hot Wheels room. Yeah, maybe it's a little bit messy, but you'll notice kind of the feature here, the Baja track. So that's going to be an issue. It's going to have to come down. So gonna have to make some adjustments there for sure. Again, this is where I kind of store a lot of the cars. This is where I store all my cars. Got some tubs and things there, but most importantly, this is where I store your guys' cars. And it's been nice. I got the door. I can shut the door and keep the kids out and everything. And I feel really comfortable about the cars down here being closed up in this room, and they're safe. And so once I get them unpacked, I can keep them here and keep them safe, and then the week that I'm racing, they can be back here, and then this week that I shoot the race report, and I feel really comfortable about them being in here. I got, I'll just show you this, kind of a little behind the scenes thing again. When you guys send in your cars, what I do is I take a picture of how you've packed them, and then I get them unpacked, and then I put all your packing materials. I write your name on one of these flat rate medium boxes, and I put all your packing stuff inside, and then that way it's kind of easy for me to store that way, and I can stack those up. And got a few in here. I've got some more back in the other room where we're doing the video. But that way I can kind of keep it all organized, and keep your stuff together. And then when it comes to packing up the cars, I just pull that out, put your cars back in, look at the picture. I try to pack them back up the same way you left them or sent them. So anyways, this is kind of the scene. So this is going to present a few problems for me, not having this space. Right now, I don't know what I'm going to do with the cars. I've got to find a way or a place where I can keep those safe for you. And sometimes we're getting upwards. Sometimes I'm getting over 200 cars that I got to keep track of and keep safe. So that's significant. Again, the Baja track, that's going to be definitely an issue. One of the other issues that I'm really facing that has me concerned is the racing itself. So I like to do all my racing. Usually what I'll do is I'll come down here at night after all the kids and everybody's in bed. That way I can come down, I can race, there's no interruptions, I can focus to hopefully make less mistakes during the race. And so I can stay focused on that. And so sometimes I'll come down, I'll either try to do it in 2 nights, sometimes I'll try to knock most of it out in 1. Just kind of depends on when I get cars. Like I say, this month with cars coming in late, I had to I felt like I really needed to push hard to get things done. So I wasn't able to start racing until Wednesday night. And that, like I say, really pushes things when I try to get the videos done by Saturday. And I like to try to be consistent and do that, so that the videos are coming out on Saturday. So I came down this month and I started racing, and we raced all through the night. I got the 4 classes done and got finished up about 5, a little after, between 5 and 5:30 in the morning. Went up, got a few hours of sleep, and then got up and went to it again for the next day, and then I did the half miler and on Thursday, and so Thursday was a little bit better. Went and, like I said, did that actually at a different location, and got that one done. So anyways, again, one of the main problems I'm feeling is that I don't know when I'm gonna race. So because if I've got kids sleeping in here and here all night, that's going to be hard for me to be racing out here all night too. So finding a time when I can race and not have any interruptions and things, that's going to be a challenge. So anyways, I've got my work cut out for me. I've got some challenges that I've got to figure out when it comes to racing now. And anyways, I'm going to get you set back up on the tripod. Let's talk a little bit more and see if we can figure some things out. Alright, so you can see, like I said, just kind of want to show you around a little bit, show you some of the challenges that I'm facing here as we continue on, press forward here at Diecast 64. So with having some of the kids take up some of my Hot Wheels space, I'm going to have to figure some things out. And there's one thing for sure that I'm just not seeing happening right now, and that's the Baja track. So I think this season we're going to have to make some adjustments to the schedule. And the Baja track, it's got to come down. My wife wants this to happen soon, like sooner rather than later. And so I'm hoping we're going to have to cancel the Baja race this season. I'm hoping that I can figure some things out for next year. The Baja track, I want to be there. It may have to look a little different. I don't know if I can set it up in this configuration and find a different place to do that. Or my other option is maybe try to modify the track a little bit and just make it straight, so kind of a straight downhill thing. I don't know. Well, we're going to figure it out, but that's going to be an adjustment to the schedule, and obviously I'm going to get that updated on the website, so we're going to make that adjustment. The second thing I'm going to do is I'm actually going to postpone the August races. I'm going to move those back to September, and hopefully that'll give me a little time to try to figure things out, figure out how I'm going to go about doing this, and then those races won't be happening at the same time. We're trying to get kids moved down here and get that organized. So I'm going to make some adjustments. Please go to racehotwheels.com and check out the schedule. I'm going to make those adjustments on the schedule. But basically, same classes, everything. It's just that we won't be racing those races in August. We're going to push those back to September. With no Baja race, I know I have at least 1 month to play with there a little bit, so we're going to push those back to September. Hopefully, you're seeing this before you've sent cars off, so that gives you a little more time to play around and work with cars. The other thing it does is I'm going to be, again, this whole time thing, I'm already a little bit behind. Usually I've got cars mostly packed up by now. So I can get those sent off, but that hasn't happened yet. So, and we've got such a quick turnaround. It was going to be like a quick turnaround. By the time this video comes out, we were looking at 2 weeks, and then cars were supposed to be here again. So that was going to be tough, really tight. By the time you get your cars back, and then if you want to lube them up or whatever and get them sent back here, it's just going to be tight. So I am going to push those back to September, and that'll give me a little time to try to figure some things out, as well as give you a little extra time to build and do some things. So hopefully that's, like I say, I caught everybody before you try to get your car sent off. And then going forward past September, I don't know, like I say, kind of depending on me getting some things figured out. The schedule again this month, or this year, obviously modified a little bit, and I don't know, we may have to modify it a little bit more. Continuing on, Diecast 64 is going to be here. We're going to race next year for sure. I don't know what that'll look like. We may have to make some adjustments with classes, or how many classes, or what. I don't know. Like I say, it's kind of hit me quick. I knew at some point, you know, we're going to have to get the kids down here. I was going to lose some space and whatnot, but came on me fast, and I'm not super prepared for it. But I wanted to give you guys a heads up, so that you know, maybe there's some adjustments coming. But plan on, we're still going to be racing, so hopefully you'll stick with us here at Diecast 64 and continue to race with us. Like I say, it might just look a little bit different as we go forward, and I may have to make some adjustments in the schedule. But anyways, I appreciate you guys' support and all you do, and we're just gonna keep pressing forward, make some adjustments, postpone the August races a little bit, push them off till September, but we're still racing, right? So you're gonna get those semis done and sent in still for September. We'll talk a little bit more about that later on in the show, but anyways, now you got all the updates. I guess we better start talking about the races this month, right? That's why you're here. But it is nice to have a few minutes to just to talk about some things and get some information out there to you. So I appreciate you being patient and watching that. But yeah, let's talk about some races, right? So the stock races this month, so good. I don't know. We have just the stock class has been really fun this year, and this month was no exception. We had some great cars, a few that have seen some finals action before, and a few new to the finals. So who do we have? We had Pink Flamingo Racing. This car's seen some finals action before. 9.81 Racing made it into the finals. We got Sea Dog making a name with the Fairmont, and Ohio FTE Marty making it into the finals with his Mustang. So that was pretty cool. Good finals action. Let's get up to the track and see how it turned out.
It's a beautiful day here at Diecast 64 Raceway as we take you to the top of the track for the stock finals. I think we're going to be in for a real treat. And here they go. It looks like Sea Dog in lane 3 gets off to a good start and takes an early lead. Oh, look at that speed wobble. Here comes Pink Flamingo on the inside and FTE Marty on the outside. Wow, that was close. Maybe it was Pink Flamingo. Yes, it was Pink Flamingo for the win. Wow, that was crazy. Pink Flamingo not only got the win in this heat, but came out on top as stock winner this month.
Wow, that was some great racing. So turns out, looks like Pink Flamingo's been knocking on the door for a while. Finally gets the win. So we're going to have a new champ next time. Have to see who it is. Might be one of these. Might be your car. Who knows? Hot off the shelf. Oh man, these cars are hot. They are flying down the track. Oh, just getting faster and faster. So cool. So the finals, we've got our Jaguars, we got our Lancers. Kind of the same deal. We kind of talked about it last month. Basically, in the top 10, we've seen about 5 castings. We've seen our Jaguars, our Lancers, we've seen some zoom-ins, and then we've got our GT40s, and this little Mustang. That's all that's cracked the top 10 in a while, right? So we threw down the challenge last month. We said, let's see if we can have somebody send something in to make it into the top 10. Something that can make it into the top 10 besides these kind of 5 castings that we've been talking about. And we don't have a zoom in up here representing, but like I say, we had several entered this month, and some top 10 zoom ins. So really, what do we find? Well, we had a couple cars come close. So this guy actually didn't make the top 10 this month. I think 12th, maybe, for a Mustang. Did get a GT in the top 10, and then we did get Roger Dodger 2.0 from Maker's Box, 13th place, close to breaking that top 10. And then our next different casting was this guy, Bubble-Matic from Hippie Wild Child, sent this one in, and got 18th place. So that's what we're looking at. 13th and 18th was the next 2 castings aside from the big 5. Really, we've got the big 3. We've got a couple others that have shown some potential. And we're looking. I want to see something else crack the top 10 besides those 5 castings. What else? What else you got out there? I know there's other fast stuff out there. Let's see if we can get something else in the top 10 besides those 5. That's the challenge. Still out there. Let's see what you got. But anyways, for the finals, so we had 9.81 Racing in with a Jaguar. We had JAC in with a Lancer. And then Sea-Dog had both a Jag and a Lancer show up in the finals. So pretty exciting. We obviously know these are some fast cars. Let's get out to the track and see just how fast they were.
We head back up to the top of the hill for the start of the hot off the shelf race. We've got some familiar castings back this month in the finals. And they're off. It looks like the 2 Jaguars get a great start in the middle as they hit the flat. It looks like 9.81 Racing Jag has a slight lead. And no way! Holy smokes! Did you see that move by JAC's Lancer on the outside? It flew past 9.81 in the last foot or so and finished in first place. That was an amazing race by JAC. And that's how it went all day here, folks, as JAC Racing raced to victory in the hot off the shelf race this month.
So fast! Oh my goodness, so fast. Anyways, loving it. Obviously, you know what's fast out there. Go find some Jaguars, Lancers, zoom-ins, GTs, Mustangs. But really, I want you to find something else. Find something else. See if you can make it into the top 10. That's your challenge. Boom, baby. Hey, it's time for It's a Draw. Everybody's favorite segment, I know. So, hey, super cool. This month, we got all sorts of stuff to give away. We had a couple of great donations from some of our racers out there. We got FPD Racing sent in a 5-pack. And we've got Flips Racing that also donated a 5-pack. And then Rivera Racing sent in a whole bunch of other cars to give away. So we're going to do 3 this month. So we've got this this cool 5-pack. A little bit jealous. I love Diesel Boy. And I built one of those for one of my really early on races. Did pretty good with that, so that was kind of awesome. And then got a couple more cars here for you there. And over here, got this cool Fast and Furious 5-pack. Some really cool cars in there. And then a couple cars here. And then just a cool collection of cars here. So anyways, that's the plan. So why don't we just let's get this show on the road, should we? Let's draw for these guys first. Let's see. Get in here. Here we go. So Thunder Racing. Thunder Racing is going to get this collection of some cool stuff here. Got so many here. I'm going to have to like set these on there and remember who gets what, right? So, okay. Got a few more here. Let's see. Get down in there a little bit. Let's see what we got. I don't know. We going with the, I think we'll go with the Fast and Furious 5-pack next. And let's do this. Why am I racing? You're racing to get some cars, dude. Why Am I Racing comes out with that one. That's pretty cool. So enjoy those cars. And then let's see. Obviously, the last name we pull out is going to be there. And here we got Noob Racing. So Noob Racing gets this 5-pack and these couple of cars here. So alright, all sorts of cars headed out. Hopefully I'm going to get your cars packed up here soon. And then we'll add these to it and get those out to you. And then you can have some fun with some new cars. Oh yeah, love it. On to Open Modified. Woo! Some sweet racing this month. Holy smokes. These cars are flying, right? So good, so fast, and we actually had a really good turnout this month in Open Mod. Seems like our numbers have been down the last few months in Open Modified, but they were up. They were up this month, and we had a lot of good competition, a lot of fast cars. But the finals, we had Voxer Racing, no stranger to the finals, get a couple in, and we had 9.81 Racing into the finals this month, and G-Force Racing into the finals this month. So these are all really fast cars. Who do you think came out on top? Well, let's get up to the track and find out.
Voxer Racing has dominated the Open Modified class with wins the last several months. The question is, can 9.81 Racing or G-Force beat him today? And there they go. It looks like G-Force gets off quick with Voxer on the outside staying right with him. They're neck and neck on the home stretch, and holy smokes, here comes 9.81 Racing on the inside. Was it enough? That was too close to call. Yes! That last push by 9.81 Racing was enough to get him first place. And in the end, 9.81 Racing was able to hang on and come out on top of the Open Modifieds this month.
Hey, holy smokes. So fast. Oh man, these cars are flying down the track. Oh, so exciting, so much fun. Really enjoyed Open Modified this month. And I don't know. Let's see who can come out on top next month. Hopefully you. Or you. Or maybe you. So Modified Street. This has definitely been our most popular class lately, and this month was no exception, but it was close, right? I think we had 46 cars entered this month in Modified Street, and Open Modified was 44, I think. So right there, knocking on the door. It's fun when we have lots of cars. That means we've got great competition, and we usually see some pretty fast times, and this month was no exception to that. We had some great racing in Modified Street. We had Voxer Racing coming in with his Ford Fairmont. You'll notice he has changed the wheels on that. We had a couple of Fairmonts with the gold hot ones coming in. Both these were from JAC Racing, and they've had some weight added, but have those original wheels, kind of cool. And then we got 9.81 Racing in with the F-150. So some good stuff. Let's get up to the top of the track and see who came out on top.
This month in Modified Street, we see a return of the Fairmonts as 3 made it to the finals. And they're off. They're neck and neck as they come down the hill. Now it looks like Boxer on the outside is making a move. Yup, he just keeps stretching that lead and easily cruises to victory. Wow, 4:15. That is amazing. And that's how it went here all day as Boxer Racing cruised to victory, putting up speeds that would rival the open modified class.
Wow! Great racing all the way around. So much fun. This class, I can see why it's popular. People love to watch cars race, and these look like cars. Modified Street class, super fun. Let's make sure that you're in it. Alright, it's time for the Closer Look segment. This is where we bring you in and take a closer look at some of the cars that have sent in. So this month, we're taking a look at a cool, nifty little car that Gen X Vintage Racing has sent in. This was for the feature race. It's one of the Zamac cars. And so with this race, we told you couldn't do a whole lot to the car itself. Obviously, change wheels or whatever. But the only place you could really modify the outside was on the roof, right? And you got to make that personal, and Gen X did. So I'm going to bring you in close. Take a look at this car. So really, it wasn't too crazy, but look at that top. He's got his logo on there. I love it. So again, we told you that you could personalize the top of these cars and make them yours. I kind of imagine maybe painting the tops different colors or whatever, but this is so cool. He's got his logo up there, Gen X Vintage Racing. So great job. Love it. This is totally personal. I love it. So anyways, there it is. A closer look. Good job, Gen X. Our feature race this month, the Zamac half mile. Woo, that was cool. So this was new. I've never held a race on a track this long. Scale half mile, so a little over 40 feet. And man, it was cool though. It was really cool. Little bit of a learning experience. Like I said, I was kind of concerned about the camera work and keeping the cars in the camera. I ended up trying to follow them most of the way down the track. Did start a little bit down the track, but not too far, and then tried to keep the camera on them the whole way. And I think I did pretty good. Got a little winded, running back and forth. I covered a lot of miles. Okay, not that many miles, but a lot of steps. Okay, we'll go with steps. So I took quite a few, but I think we did a pretty good job keeping the cars in the camera view, and yeah, I think that turned out good. I was pretty happy with the performance of the track. Like I say, I actually hadn't even tested the track really. I kind of worked on different pieces, but I never had the whole thing up to run anything on it. So like I said, I actually did it at a different location, and so I went there, set it up for really the first time. Did a couple of test runs with some cars I brought, and we went to town. And like I said, I think it performed pretty well. I think there was only a couple of races where it kind of went back and forth a couple of times. Otherwise, the cars were running in both lanes, and so I always kind of look at that, you know, if the lanes are pretty even, then a car usually wins in both lanes pretty easily. It's easy to tell the winner. If the lanes kind of get so that they're not even and one's faster than the other, that's where you kind of get that, when you have two cars that are pretty close, you get that back and forth, back and forth, back and forth. And so, anyways, I thought we did pretty good with that. A few minor adjustments that I may make in the future, but nothing too big. The finish line, I used the finish line for my shelf tracks, our Arduino finish line that I built. And anyways, as I was I noticed that as I was following the cars down, I kind of followed them all the way past the finish line, so you could kind of see. And then we ended up past the finish line, and you couldn't see the lights on the front in the video. So I thought, man, if I want to build a finish line for this particular track, I think I'm gonna put the lights on the back, or maybe lights on both sides, so that as you track those cars all the way past the finish line, you can see the end there. Or maybe I should just stop short and let them go through, and then you can see the front. I don't know. I'm gonna play around with that a little bit, but anyways, I think it really worked out well. I love the Zamak cars on the black track. They showed up really well, so I think we'll kind of in the future we'll keep that, keep the metal so that we can see it. It's bright and shiny. And then of course we did let you modify the roofs if you wanted to do that. You could paint those up or put your logo on or whatever, so that hopefully as it was going down the track, we did have there were several castings that we had multiples of, so if those got matched up, sometimes it was hard to tell which car was yours. So again, if you customize the roof, then that'll stand out a little bit better, and we'll probably keep that for the future too. But I liked it. That was fun, and I think that track's going to be around for a few years. We're going to keep running that one. Really cool to see. But anyways, we had some great cars, but it was kind of interesting. The final four came down to just 2 racers. What? That means they each got both cars in. Yeah, that's right. So Maker's Box got in 2 of his cars, and DNR Racing got in 2 of his. So that was pretty cool. Let's get over to the track and let's see who came out on top of this one.
We're back for the first race of the semifinals of the Zamak Half Mile. Maker's Box is matched up against DNR Racing. And they're off. As they come down the hill, it looks like Maker's Box has a slight lead on the outside. Now here comes DNR Racing on the inside. Yes, he just continues to stretch that lead as they head toward the finish line. I think he's going to win this, folks, and it is. DNR Racing is moving on to the finals. Now for the second race of the semifinals, we also find Maker's Box versus DNR Racing. What a great showing by these 2 race teams as both their cars made it to the semis. And here we go. It looks like DNR gets a great start and has an early lead as they come down the hill. Now here comes Maker's Box on the inside taking the lead. It looks like Maker's Box is going to get this one. And oh, holy smokes! Here comes DNR Racing on the outside. A spectacular move by DNR Racing in the last 5 feet or so, so he takes the win. Wow, that was an amazing race. DNR Racing on the outside with the big move towards the end. Those 2 wins in the semifinals by DNR Racing led to a final sweeping of 1st and 2nd place, while Maker's Box came in 3rd and 4th.
Wow, so congrats to DNR getting both cars into the finals. He had to race himself, so came out on top. And Maker's Box, right? 3rd and 4th place finish, can't go wrong there. Matching up against yourself in that 3rd and 4th place race, pretty awesome, you guys. Really good stuff. Well, now we got all that racing in the books, we better check out the class standings. In addition to keeping track of points for the Class Standings Championship at the end of the year, each month we do give a Racer of the Month award. And what we do is we look at all the points that the racer scores through all the classes. And for the class standings, the second car, if a racer gets 2 cars in the top 10, really they only get points for the highest placing car. So if somebody gets like third place and fifth place. They get points for the third place car, but they don't get points for the fifth place car in the point standings. Nobody gets those points. So it is advantageous to get a car, to have two cars running and to get a car placed up there, because that means somebody else isn't getting points, and so that just makes you get further ahead. But for the racer of the month, we go ahead and count both those point totals. Because again, we're kind of looking for the racer that's done well across the whole thing, and if you get two cars in the top 10, that's awesome, right? So you're scoring points for both of those, and so it is advantageous if you're trying to shoot for that racer of the month trophy, to try to make sure that you're entering every class, and to try to get two cars in every class so that you are scoring points, right? So you can get as much points as you can, and hopefully walk away with the trophy. So anyways, let's take a look at the Racer of the Month standings this month. So coming up in September, not August, remember we're going to push those August races back till September, we've got our 6-wheel big rig race. Ooh, I'm so excited. These are going to be so cool, right? So one of the key things is we're racing semi-trucks, and they need to look like semi-trucks, right? So that's the plan. If you want, some of these guys come in pretty heavy. We've got a 100-gram limit on these guys. Some of them come in pretty heavy already, and some of them are running pretty light. And so if you do need to put some stuff on the back, that's fine. Try to make it look like maybe they're hauling some stuff around. But anyways, you can play around with the backs a little bit if you need to find some extra weight. But again, they need to look like semi-trucks. So there's a lot of old stuff out there. There is some new stuff. We got stuff like this on the shelves that you can find pretty easy. I just want to throw this out there, though. There's a lot of these kinds of vehicles that are really crazy looking. Like, they don't really look that much like semi-trucks, right? So if you're going with this option, then make sure that you're finding ones that look like semi-trucks, right? And then obviously we're going to be racing them without the trailers. Those are going to be a little too long, so you just do the front parts. But like I say, there's definitely some crazy ones out there. Don't get those. Get the ones that look like semi-trucks. That's kind of the big deal. They need to look like semis. This is not like super aerodynamic race. This is big and clunky. It's going to be a lot of fun. There's going to be a lot of weight running down that track, and I'm looking forward to it. It's going to be exciting. Like I say, we are pushing that back till September, so hopefully you have a little time to play around with those a little bit more. And we're gonna get after it. This has been a fun month, and like I say, got some changes coming up here at D64. We're gonna have to adjust the schedule a little bit, but we're pushing through. We're gonna come up with some solutions and find a way to keep racing. Like I say, we've got some challenges, but we're gonna do it. So check out racehobbles.com. We'll make sure the schedule is all up to date and changed and whatever, and just keep checking there. For the schedule as we look further past September and into next year even. We got to start thinking about that, right? The next race is in September, and we're starting to get towards the end of the year, so we got to start thinking about next year and how that's going to look. And say we may have to make some adjustments going forward, but we're still going to be racing. So keep building cars, keep getting faster. If you're new to racing, check out The Rookie. It's a series that I'm doing on D64E that kind of takes you through that whole process of really just starting out, and then kind of some of the things that you'll be doing along the way, testing, building tracks, graphite, and then eventually modifying cars a little bit. So it's good. It's basically it's a how-to kind of video series, but done in kind of a fun, goofy way. So hopefully you're enjoying that. And stay with us. I've got some plans for a few other series that I want to shoot that will hopefully help you become better racers and have a lot of fun with this hobby. I'm having fun. I think all the guys that are sending in cars are having fun. So if you're not sending in cars, get them in here. Have some fun with us. If you are sending in cars, thank you so much for supporting Diecast 64. And we're trying to do our best to keep you having fun. So hopefully you're enjoying it. That's it for me. Till next month. Not next month. 2 months. September. I will see you back here at Diecast 64 on the track and then in the race report. Till then, signing off. See you later.